First tool is something like you might be very familiar about this tool, right? Grammarly, right? The Grammarly is one of the tool which will be possible way you have to improve your text you are presenting here. One way you can see, first you think you need to upload the respective document, processing your document, and then you can have a generative AI as a part of what purpose you are using, academic purpose or a business purpose. Then all performance will be listed here, like what is your writing quality. Say for an example, your writing quality is 94% is very good. It meant like you have a less language issues in the respective text. So also you have an AI-based assistant where you could check the overall contents and the suggestions to improve it. Something like you can check the style or checking, fixing the language issues, fixing the grammars, or sometimes even you can have plagiarisms, and as well as your plagiarism will be detected and will be shown here. That is also can be fixed out here. Either you can have an option. You want to text the particular area, copy and paste here, and you could see the list. You can see the suggestions here. Or you want to use the whole document. You can upload the document, and all the results will be here. But the thing is, this Grammarly you have to have a license, and based on the license, if you are using the free versions, you have limited features. But if it's a licensed version, all AI-powered assistance capabilities where you could able to access it. So the majorly like customizable writing, the major like giving proper suggestions to writing the overall contents, and like giving the overall score, like what is the way you have to representing the content according to the audiences. It is again the pre-trained model actually, the trained model, the way you are representing the contents and way you are representing organizing the contents. So the various options like plagiarisms and grammar issues and other issues. And other tool we can also use for our academic writing. One of the tool we called as Consens. It's a AI powered research tools. It's like a chat GPT, like you can give your queries, give a literature review of something, give a literature review of change reductions in remote sensing. I can write the contents here. I want to know the literature review of the respective contents. Say for an example, if you want to do this, you have to search so many papers, so many existing papers in the Google, and you have to read the paper, and you have to understand the paper, and in the context of the searching what exactly you want, it is quite difficult. Instead, I can ask the specific queries what I want on the basis of my research. I'm just giving the query. Also, I can list here like the papers. I can able to list. It's a part of 2024 or 2022, or even 10 years ago, or even 5 years ago. I can able to list the literature review. I can able to summarize the overall literature review of those contents. You can see the overall contents is listed here. The summary is listed here. See, I can see the literature review here. Summary is listed here. And also how many citations have been received. Each and every different papers listed here, and what exactly what you want to study of the respective methods. All the specific papers. Also, like you can have a provision to list, filter which year paper you want. You can able to list here. This is one of the famous tool like Consens to summarize the paper level insights, and as well as the comprehensive filters are available. So the important feature is we have a lot of filters are available here. You can list the years, and you can list the publishers. That is possible to make more interactively. And another one of the important tool, everyone are familiar about clipboard, like it's a rephrasing tools. It's a grammar and as well as spell check tool. Like you can see there are a lot of options here. One is the para processor and the grammar checker, and you can also detect the AI based content. If you are taking some contents, the AI generated contents, you want to finding out the similarity percentage, similarity index of the AI based content, something is took from the existing sources. Maybe you can have the options for AI detector, and you can also check in the plagiarism checker. Also, you can summarize the overall contents of the respective paper, and like you can translate. One of the major options, like you can translate. So since I'm in Taiwan, I used to translate from Chinese to English, and similarly, like you want to translate from Arab to English, also can have the provisions to kind of multiple language translation facilities. It's also possible using translators. And the citation generator, you want to cite the particular paper according to the APA format or according to the bibliographic index format, like it is also will be suggestions. Thus, you can use this tool. This is something widely used tools by many researchers with respect to grammar and paraphraser and as well as summarizer and citation generators. So it's also majorly like we could use for plagiarism reductions, also for AI generated content reductions. This is the purpose. Many of the researchers used to use this clipboard for finding out the various features. And the other tool is like kind of size space. It's again one of the AI-based research assistant. So here you can see it's something like the paper summarization. Again, you want to know summarize the particular paper. It will be search. It will be given a lot of choices to you on the basis of searching. Like answer from 5 papers. Like you want to search something, some top 5 papers on the basis of the citations, or on the basis of the publishers, or on the basis of searching capabilities. The tool will be is giving appropriate choices to you. You see here, 1, 2, 3. You just write the query like what are the most effective algorithms for change reduction. I'm just typing my queries here, but you see all the papers is listed here. Also, I could see the methods, what purpose they have used these methods. Also, I can see what techniques they have used and what is the results they have achieved and what is the research gaps. I could be able to list here with respect to this site space tools. See, I can type here. And what are the most effective algorithms for change reductions? And the top 5 papers answers will be here. I can see all type of 5 paper answers. Also, I can see the papers on the basis of the answers. Also, like I can see the data sets, I can see the results, I can see the summary, I can see the methods used, I can see the limitations. Every features with respect to the papers can able to see here. Assume you don't have this tool, but you need a lot of effort to search the paper, take the paper, and read the paper, understand the paper, and it's quite time-consuming process. But this kind of tools will make us to do research more interactive way and as well as in a faster manner. So also this tool have a lot of features. You see, various features like again plagiarism, grammars, various features are available. But majorly we are trying to use for paper summarizations. This tool is majorly we are trying to use for paper summarization, listing the summary on the basis of the existing paper. Also, we can have a provisions to access different kind of insights towards the papers. And the next tool is we have a research rabbit. This is again one of the AI-based literature discovery tool. So as I told you earlier, the previous tool also like kind of listing out the survey, but here this tool also can give the survey about the idea or survey about the technique you want to search. You see, like you want to search the particular paper, it is giving appropriate selected paper, and also like among these authors, like how many papers they have published in the similar kind of context. Like you can see all the references about this paper, and again those paper tree structure we can able to list here. This is most important. Like you could see like the history of the papers, which is more relevant to their identify the research gaps. See, first thing is like you could type what you want to search. Okay, then choosing the papers from the recommendation, research rabbit recommendations, or basically from literature review based discovery. See, all the literature review is listed here. Also, you could see like the select one paper you select, and then you have a multiple explore options, multiple filter options, like similar works, all references, all citations. Which are the papers have cited this paper? Also, we can able to see and why the papers have cited and like how far they use these techniques for different purposes, and who are all the authors that we can able to list. It's a kind of dynamic updates and as well as other mechanisms also it's possible with respect to this research rabbit tool. And also the next tool is something like a chat PDF. You can allow the user to interact through PDF. It's most important, like you could upload the respective PDF. Also you can able to see the various informations about the papers you want to list. Say for an example, among the PDF you want to summarize some informations, or you would like to summarize some tools, or you want to see some options to gain more insights about the techniques. You just upload the paper. You see, I'm selecting the paper and then processing the paper here, and here you can have a chart option, like AI-based assistant option is available. With respect to this paper, you want to know why these techniques, why not other techniques, what is the mathematical, you want to have some queries on the paper. Like you can have an assistance mechanism, AI-powered assistance mechanism, where you could see all relevant responses from this paper that you can able to collect it. And next tool is we have Perplexity AI. This is again to improve our writing skills. So this is something like allow the users to interact chatbot interface. You can again, this is something like a previous tool. You can have an options to select and summarize and enter questions. On the basis of the questions, the system will be responding to you. Something like summarizing the relevant insights and options and further exploration about the paper that we can able to list here. See, I can just do, it's a chatbot based interface. List the paper and different among the sources, and like you can know the insights about the paper, the major insights about the paper, the major techniques, the major tools. Also, another tool we call it as a semantic scholar. This is again the AI-based tool. Can search and recommendation interface. Say like you can see, you would like to view the summaries and the citations. Like you can see like some papers you loaded here, and you can also identify what are the papers have cited, all the relevant papers have cited, and what are the major techniques you want to summarize here. All the relevant papers come here, and on the basis of the topics, on the basis of the citations, on the basis of the background. See here, like Also, you would like to filter on the basis of the authors, on the basis of the topic, or on the basis of the techniques you want to search here. It will be listed here. It's like a AI-based power search and accumulation interface. All the relevant citations also will be listed. Say for example, 115 citations of this paper, and all the relevant papers also we can able to see, and references we can see, and background citations and methods that is possible to use this tool. Next tool is we have Elicit, and this is also a powered assistant for language editing. Can explore the questions. You want to explore some questions. Say for example, you want to review some papers. You would like to explore some questions on the basis of the technique, and again you want to reveal something. You can use the tool for creating some questions on the basis of the techniques they have used, like exploring the research questions on the basis of AI-driven interface. You can see you upload the paper or upload the content, and then you can have a filtering options like to asking the different questions on the basis of Elicit. But majorly this tool is trying to summarize and analyze the scientific literature, and will gives us the way of improvement, further improvement. Also, one of the major tool is something like connected papers. Say like you want to finding out the tree structure of the paper with respect to the relevant idea. Something like connected papers enables the users to know the academic interface, academic connections and the relevant papers and relevant country and how they are trying to cooperate, and generating the visual graphs on the basis of the research papers. It is also listed here. You can see like remote sensing change reductions. All relevant papers with respect to remote sensing change reduction will be listed here, and the authors are also listed here. You can see you can have an options to filter and generating the visual graphs on the base of the research papers. Also, like you can be able to list the connected papers. The connected papers will use the better way to make a search mechanisms to minimizing the amount of time. And we have a tool we call as a napkin AI. It's kind of automated drawing diagram. You could see like making some diagrams on the basis of the contents. You want to draw some diagrams on the basis of the contents, on the basis of the summary. You can use this tool to make it more interactively and promoting the system, and gives the possible suggestions to draw the diagrams. Sometimes your graphical illustrations are very, very important to representing the papers. So we can use these kind of tools to get some suggestions from the system, the way we try to automate the drawing or graphical illustrations of the respective problems. Also, the final tool, we can have a AI assistant LaTeX coding. So like as you are all aware, like we try to use LaTeX for formatting on template on the base of the representation. So here we can have a tool like text GPT. It's also kind of helpful for us, like how to formatting the paper and comparing the paper. It looks like an overleaf. It looks like an overleaf, but this text GPT is AI powered tools to helpful to make us a LaTeX based coding process. No, it's a different one. Yeah, the final thing is like what kind of ethical consideration. So far, we have discussed about the tools which will be impact to the training and which will be impact to the academic writing and research purposes. But we are also considering the various ethical considerations. That is most important like the usage of the tool for right purpose. Sometimes we are not using the tool for violating our academic policy and academic standards, and maintaining or avoiding plagiarisms, maintaining the authorships, and using of AI for limitations, some limitations, and compliance and institute standards and peer review process and everything we need to consider while we are using this tool. So one thing is one of the major academic integrity, like the ethical considerations. One is the proper attributions. The AI-based generated content, we are not supposed to use it by crossing our academic quality standards. We need to ensure that AI-based generated content is original, not copied from the existing sources. Also, without proper citations. It's quite, if you are using it, you have to use appropriate citations. And maintaining the authorships, again, sometimes the maintaining the authorships is a quite, very standardized manner. Changing the authors or removing the authors without contributing, adding the authors are all a part of unethical according to the research policies. And the ethical use of AI, and again, the various respecting the privacy and as well as confidentiality, like using the data, we have to, what data we are using. Sometimes, we are all facing, sometimes nowadays, the journal keep retracting the paper because without permission, other permission, we are using the data, we are using the methods without proper citation, and the journal kind of retracting the paper nowadays. It's all respecting the privacy and as well as confidentiality. And sometimes limitations, awareness, generating the interpreted content with the high specialized academic fields, again, one of the major ethical considerations we always keep in mind. And the transparency, what purpose we are using of the tools and what extent we should know about it. And sometimes, enhancing the creativity, like using the AI tool to enhance the creativity, not to replace it actually. These tools will make us the assistant, AI-powered assistant, just to help us to represent, to make the process more effectively, but not in a case of replacing our the own idea or own innovation, just to use the tools and make the process more interactively and more effectively. So again, institute standards are all, again, academic institutes regarding the AI-based tools. Sometimes some institutes are avoiding or restricting the students to use ChatGPT inside the school. Also, it's according to their policies. And the peer review editing, and as using the AI-based tools for editing, and again, it's all complex academic arguments. Still, we need to cope up with the various academic policies. And the conclusions, this AI-based tools is generally we ensure that enhancing the overall academic research quality and training process, and also we ensure that without affecting the academic integrity. The most important thing, yes, of course, we are using this tool without affecting the academic integrity and the originality of the contents we are producing, and as well as transparency should be preserved. This is most important thing. And with respect to the AI-based tools, it's not a substitute for genuine academic efforts. It's just aiding these tools is make us the assistant to representing our papers. It is not in a case of replacing our original efforts. It's always the researcher innovation and researcher idea and the way we are doing and the way we are representing the paper, the way we are formulating our collaborating with respect to doing interdisciplinary research. It's all up to our skills, human skills. But this kind of tools which will enable us to make aid for assistance, technology assistance, not for replacing or substitute for genuine academic reports. Thank you for listening. I'm happy to answer your queries. Yes. Maybe I will answer one by one. Okay. So, thank you for answering about the copyrights and the plagiarism issue. And generally, we are using these AI tools for plagiarism checker to ensure. Sometimes we are writing the contents. We ask our students to write. Sometimes the students are taking the contents from the existing sources. Mistakenly, we are failure to detect the plagiarism leads to the similarity percentage is might higher, and if the journal has finding this similarity, which will be very serious problem for us. Instead, we are trying to use this tool to finding out, even though some contents taken from the existing sources, we ensure that to give an appropriate policy, like in terms of citing the references properly, and whether we are using the same contents means sometimes we are in the need of using the same contents, but we should rephrase the contents properly. Okay, this tool which is assisting as not to replacing our own way of writing skills, just to assisting us, just to changing the styles, or fixing the languages, or missing some citations, or incomplete references. So these are all the way we are improving the text. Like AI tools is not replacing our way of own content writing. Yeah. Yeah, I quite understand, but sometimes, as an academic researchers, we always obey on, the various ethical considerations which will be given by the, kind of journal. Actually, we are not supposed to do it. Taking the existing sources, if we are taking it, we have to give the credits to them. Actually, giving the credits in terms of giving the citations, and sometimes like we can say like this researcher have used this way, but we consider this way in order to fuse something or hybrid something. There is a need, right? We are not always expecting that to do the original research. Sometimes we are taking the existing methods to enhancing it. There is a point of academic, like, it's a continuous way, we are progressing all the methods. Everyone say like, I'm the Newton, or I'm the, it's not possible. Sometimes what they are doing, we can read, and there is a kind of interesting methods. Maybe, why not, we can attempt the same methods to our problems sometimes. But as an academic researcher, we always make sure to give credits to them, give a proper citations to them. Yeah. Yeah. course, because of this kind of AI tools will clearly tell about similarity contents. You are supposed to giving suggestions also. You have to rephrase in this way. Yeah. Something like various suggestions and rephrasing. Also like missing citations. It's also giving a lot of options. I totally understood because of some of the Turnitin and other tools which will be giving the exact similarity contents percentage and writing performance will be listed to you. But sometimes this kind of AI-based tools, if you are accessing in open source AI-based tools, have limited features. Limited features. You want to have a licensed version, have a multiple features. As I pointed out earlier, some of the tools will give you the suggestions to detect the plagiarism, and as well as suggestions to rephrasing the contents and suggestions to adding citations, which will be kind of it's up to the licensed version, and as well as open source version always have a limited capabilities. But whereas the licensed version have a lot of capabilities, as like the Turnitin which you mentioned for plagiarism checking. Yes. But free stuff is always have limited capabilities. The company has built their own product because of the market advances. Many people use the product and they gain some benefits over the product. Right now, I don't have any experiences of making the statistical analysis. Maybe the AI-based tools will gives you the proper suggestions to use the different methods. Maybe if you are using, if say you are getting F1 score in this way, maybe like your precision in this way, or recalling in this way, like that will be listed. But I don't think so. The AI tools will makes you the mathematical representations and give you a graphical illustration. I don't have any prior experiences before actually. Maybe maybe I will find out the appropriate tool and then I will list.
Assalamu alaikum. I'm Khalid Afari. I'm the head of the Innovation and Research Center in College of Data Information. My question just represents two questions. One question guided to you and the past answer. What is the percentage of the enhancements coming to your research when you start using these tools? Is the production if you still have maybe 40 papers in the year or 20 papers in the year becoming 60? What's the percentage of the benefits of using AI tools?
See, actually, we expect that we expect 100% enhancement actually. Yeah, 100% because we want to make sure without have any touching on the academic integrity problems, right?
Okay, excellent. So what's just to need to encourage my colleagues to using these AI tools as a starter of using AI tools in research and writing the paper. Can you sequence the best of the, because you mentioned more than about 20 tools or more. What is the best you think the starter to start with? Maybe you mentioned 3 or 4. You have to start with this using the research. What's your recommendation?
Maybe like Tedribot, this is quite common tool which will be widely used by the researchers. Because of this is something have multiple options like text summarizations and as well as plagiarism checking, also content generations, also a virtual assistant options are available. So this is something this one, also chat PDF. These are all options which will be minimizing the amount of time to searching the papers.
So these tools you recommend to start with?
I recommend whatever the tools I have listed is quite commonly used by the researchers. But every tools have some similarity and differences. Some tools is specifically we are using for summarizing. Some tools we are using specifically for rephrasing. Some tools have more features on plagiarism reductions and so on.
Thank you.
Yeah. But the typically both have integrating multiple features.
Thank you very much.
One more time, I would like just to reveal a secret for you and the audience. As a teacher, I just put the whole text in ChatGPT and they will make tests for me. The exams is very easy as like this. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you, thank you.
Research and Technical Innovation Center here at Academic College. I have some questions. The first one is there an acceptable percentage of using AI tools? Since there are many AI detectors, is there an acceptable percentage? You check.
And even
Check the paper. Is there an acceptable percentage of using AI tools? Using the AI detectors?
you mean checking for what?
Checking for the AI, using AI.
Using AI for similarity, or is there any specific feature you would like to check it out?
Not generated by a human.
Yeah, that's that's I told you earlier, like the kind of machine intelligence actually which will be help us to make the processes more effectively. But we are something like we want to enhance our writing quality, or we want to enhance our training capabilities. We just using these tools make us the process minimizing the amount of time, and as well as we expect the tools are given more appropriately, listing out the uniqueness of the paper or summarizing the paper. We expecting that the machine give the appropriate relevant answers what we expect from the systems.
My question is, why there are AI detectors?
Do you mean I didn't get
Why
you?
there are AI detectors, tools?
You mean the generative AI?
Yeah.
Generative AI? What's the question actually?
The platform, there are an icon here, AI detector, right?
Yes.
AI detector tool. Why you use it?
Do you mean this one?
I think in common parts,
Which one?
a smart,
This one?
after the English checking tools.
You mean this one? This one? Yeah. Yeah, this is something like integrative facilities of multiple options, as I mentioned earlier. There are multiple options like content generator, as plagiarism checker, text summarizations, also like kind of rephrasing. It's also have multiple options.
Okay, the second question, how can I avoid the previous wrong information?
How do you avoid?
How can I avoid producing wrong information based on generative tools, AI tools?
Do you mean similarity?
Sometimes ChatGPT gives us wrong information.
Yes,
How can I
yes.
avoid,
Yeah. Like some, you are talking about the libraries, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes, but I don't think so. Like, it won't be any problem at all because of you are writing your content, you are, you are checking your content, you are giving a proper citations. I don't think so. That will be a serious issue.
So the
Actually.
final chip, the human chip itself.
Yeah, like something like until otherwise you haven't given a proper citations and you are repeating the same contents, that is the issue. But your content is original and you just use the tool to checking your similarity, then there won't be any problem at all.
The last question is, there are many platforms that include ChatGPT inside,
Yeah.
right? And are there differences among them?
Do you mean?
Like you are a platform that includes ChatGPT inside,
Yeah.
right? Are there differences between them? Is it the same as ChatGPT itself?
Yeah, like as I told you, like the ChatGPT is a part of OpenAI. Even the Google Gemini, like Google search engine, like it's a kind of what ChatGPT is doing. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Excuse me, I need to ask you as a because is there any tool that I can learn it and it's ready there to make my own agents or my own ChatGPT? Like we are in the college, so we have a type research, so we can inject all of these research to be as our own unit of AI. Is there any tool that's written there or any company that provides these things? Instead of general, so we get all the information. So we'll be concentrating the research in the college. So it will be injected in these agents and it will be.
Yeah, no, I don't think so. Like right now we are either we go ahead with the OpenAI or either we go ahead with the Google Gemini process. I don't think so. There is no proper way like to doing this generative AI process. But again, this generative AI process is again on the basis of your requirements actually. I shared my presentations to access it. I really. I quite understand. But make sure while you are writing the respective sentence in the from the existing paper into the proposed paper, that the 10 words should not be similar. Okay, 10 words you should not copy from the existing sources. If the 10 words you are taking from the existing sources, you have to give the citations. If 10 words you taken from the existing paper, you haven't given the proper citations, it may lead to the similarity percentage is much higher. So make sure continuous 10 words, if you have taken from the existing sources, cite them. Otherwise, you want them, you already cited, even though you want to reduce the similarity, like you try to use the tool to rephrase it. Rephrase the respective text without affecting the meaning of the whole content and the context you are writing. Yeah. Yeah. I think that's if you have if you are rephrasing the 100 words, rephrasing it, giving the proper citations, then there won't be much similarity percentage from your paper. Also, make sure you try to cite the most relevant papers. That's the most important thing.
أحد عنده أسئلة؟
Thank you. Thank you again, on behalf of this college. Thank you for the opportunity to share my knowledge on AI tools. Thank you again. Thank you.